and welcome to our final issue of Pop Culture News and Reviews for the year.
I thought you were going to say forever.
You're like, wow, way to drop that bomb on me.
No one told me. Cool, we're done. Sweet.
Issue 94. So as of next week, we'll be in, I think, season 3 as far as our little podcast labeling goes. Doesn't make a difference to anyone else, but for us, that's a big thing. It's 3 seasons. Awesome. Mate, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all the la-di-da.
If you're in those times, happy holidays, all that kind of stuff. Now's the time to catch up on all those TV shows that you weren't able to watch during the year or whatever the go was. If you've got time to kick back now, you're probably doing it. We had a tradition in this house which didn't happen last year for the first time in about 7 years, and it's that we used to watch the entire extended Lord of the Rings every year. Didn't do it last year. Haven't done it this year yet, but I reckon it will come around. It will happen.
Why?
Might have to get we might have to get the 4K.
What? But it's not.
It's
not Christmas stuff.
Yeah, but Lord of the Rings is just.
I reckon you should.
Epic.
You should be doing that when like it fell. So when it first came out, then that time of the year, bang, that's when you do that.
Yeah, no,
you know
that's
what
a
I mean?
good point. Okay, so it's anniversary was last week.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So yeah.
Oh, wow. So it was technically a Christmas movie.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go there. Yeah, I mean, it's got like a lot of Christmas similarities to it, you know. Anyway, here we go. Let's jump into it straight away, man, because this is, like I said, last show of the year, so we're just going to do a quick little, before we get into the news, I want to know, man, this year there was so much stuff out there. What's your favorites? Like, so best favorite movie of the year. Let's go for that one first.
Favorite movie
last
of the
year,
year.
I think for us, last year it was Love and Monsters. I think we both agreed on that one.
Yep. That
one took us by surprise too.
Yeah. Well, my favorite movie of the year this year. Now we're going to differ. We're going to vary a big chunk here, I think. And
I think we're going to show our biases is what we're going to do.
It's definitely, well, for me, it was definitely the global upcry of the Snyder Cut. That, for everything that carried on from behind it to just
it's finally getting released.
That is for everything that happened to be able to get it. That's it. That's the win for me.
And look, awesome. Whether or not we're getting more or whatever the go is, if this is all you end up getting, you got something pretty good.
I'm happy.
Like, just for that one line.
Not impressed. I was impressed. I was impressed.
That was so good.
He was not impressed. I was impressed.
We were all impressed, I think.
And we still got.
There was so much about that the way it released as well. Like, we didn't like.
Well, it's not even that. It was just epic to see. Like,
if they give you the chance to go see that in a cinema, are you going?
That's a long time to be sitting there, but yeah, probably.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure when it did release in cinema, it was they split it. They put an intermission halfway through.
Yeah, because it was in chapters, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So they stopped at one of the chapters.
I think it was 6 chapters, wasn't it? If I remember correctly, I haven't watched it in a while.
Something like that, 6 or 7. Yeah, yeah.
But what's funny is,
and when you say watch it again, it's fast forward to the Superman scenes, right?
No, I think I'm going to watch the whole thing. I think I've got to.
Oh, wow, do it.
I think I have to.
You've got it on 4K now, don't you?
Yeah.
Have you watched it on 4K since buying it, or have you just fast forwarded?
I've just fast forwarded to the parts.
So there you go. You've got your mission now. Sit down, watch it in 4K.
Which will be the same thing that I do for Spooderman as well. I'll get that 4K and just fast forward to all the good bits.
Well, I'll get that 4K and watch from the start. At least
I probably will watch it from the start. I've got to watch Shang-Chi again. See, there's an honourable mention for.
I just watched Shang-Chi again the other week. And because it's on Disney Plus, it streams in 4K. And
did you watch the IMAX version?
Yes, I believe I did.
Nice.
It was gorgeous. I forgot just how, because in my mind, I'd fast forwarded to the end in my mind. I was like, oh, that big fight scene, that was really cool. The bus scene is so well choreographed.
Yeah.
At the start of it, it ends up turning. It's like. Just that fight scene itself typified the entire movie for me.
Yeah.
Because it starts with like real practical kind of Jackie Chan style, you know, but gorgeous fight choreography.
Yep.
And then by the end of it, you've got this CGI guy with a sword swinging it up, cutting a bus in half. He's swinging on the side of the bus. And that's a Marvel movie for me. It's like you start with this is who the character is, and this is everything true to the character. And now we're going to have a big third act of CGI mishmash, which is awesome to watch. But that fight scene, I think, just really broke it down. But no, Shang-Chi definitely I would mention. Honestly, for me, obviously, being a big Spider-Man fan, No Way Home blew my mind.
Yeah.
Like that. And that's a late rush for me because up until that point, I don't know what I would have said for favourite movie.
Well, see, I reckon we got a few honourable mentions to get out there, and that one was what were we just talking about? I'm completely blank now.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. I want to give also an honourable mention to Nobody. That movie blew me away. For something that I didn't think anything
John Wick
of,
style,
that
Better Call
was
Saul,
just awesome.
It's really good. I wish I had a list of movies from this year.
All right, well, I'll keep going with them because...
Did you watch Bond?
No. Haven't seen Bond
I haven't
yet.
watched Bond yet, no.
Free Guy?
Free Guy surprised me. I went and saw that in the cinema and then I think talked you into it. I was like, you have to watch this. You have to go watch this because... just that score, like just for the Cap and Jedi scenes that they put in there.
It was awesome.
Like that little part there, I'm like, that was epic.
And also, The Harder They Fall.
Yes. So that was the Western with
that
whole
with
heap
Idris
of
Elba
actors.
and
Jonathan Majors.
That was awesome.
Jonathan Majors, man. Let's jump across the TV here. Because Jonathan Majors showing up in Loki was a surprise that wasn't a surprise because at the same time, we had spent all of WandaVision speculating. And I'm going to say, like, I know that WandaVision did exactly what Marvel does. It starts off true to its core and then it went big CGI in the end. But we spent the whole season of WandaVision speculating about Mephisto.
Which never came to...
Just being like, surely it's Mephisto. Mephisto's coming, right? Like, and now that's just a running joke.
Do you think that it was? And they're like, okay, so we've given it away too early here. We need to change this real quick.
Well, we do know that, and we've been told since that Doctor Strange was supposed to cameo.
Yeah, and they cut him.
It was shot, and not only that, the adverts in each episode.
Yep.
Those were messages from Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay.
So he told her she was a Nexus being.
Yep.
He told her to be careful. Like everything she was getting in those adverts was Doctor Strange breaking in, trying to give her information.
Yeah.
Which I think I'm kind of sad we didn't get that. And the only reason for not getting it is they're like, oh, we didn't want some white guy showing up.
Well, I mean, it would have made a hell of a lot more sense to put that in because then the ads would have made sense.
Yeah. Look, I don't know. Anyway, we spent the whole time speculating about Mephisto, and then Loki, we spent the whole time speculating about Kang, and then we got him.
Yeah.
And the way we got him was just...
And it took nothing
Jonathan
away
Majors.
from guessing it either.
No, because they're like, here's Jonathan Majors. He's going to talk to you for a bit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I am okay with that.
100% okay. So, in the real question is, what was your number one TV show for the 2021?
Well, we can't talk about it too much because we've got the one shot coming up for it, but it's Hawkeye for me. And it's Hawkeye because
it's Hawkeye.
Once again, it's the same reason why Spider-Man's probably my favorite movie of the year. I think it was done really well, but they've taken the source material in Hawkeye, which was just a incredible comic run by Mac Fraction, and pretty much just put it onto the TV.
Yeah.
Like, they changed some things to make it fit in the MCU.
Well, you always have to. And not only that, you've got to change some things to make it fit for TV.
But you've got to retcon stuff too.
Yeah.
You know, if there's little elements in there that weren't going to fit, the Ronin suit was brought in instead of a tape of Hawkeye killing a diplomat.
Yeah.
You know, it's just those little tweaks like that. They had to actually introduce
because you want
Kate Bishop.
You want to know
which I
that
thought
Hawkeye's
was-
a killer, but you don't want to see that he's a killer.
Yeah. Well,
Basically.
the tape was doctored in the comic. It wasn't actually him.
Ah, okay.
But he was getting blamed, yeah. And it was getting sold so that whoever had the tape could blackmail him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it was him trying to also clear his name, but get that tape back.
Yeah.
And Kate Bishop was helping with that. So then the show had to introduce Kate Bishop, obviously. And that's what sold it for me. It wasn't just telling the story. It was they introduced Kate Bishop and she was brilliant. And we got a better Yelena than I think we got in Black Widow. And Black Widow was the best thing about Yelena was the best thing about the Black Widow movie too.
She was amazing in that show.
You know, so
That final episode is just, which we can't talk about, but
we'll talk about later. But just those two things for me puts that as my favorite. And look, there's also something that ties together. Obviously, look, we can talk about this. The fact that Spider-Man: No Way Home gave us Matt Murdock, Charlie Cox, and the fact that this Hawkeye Netflix series has given us Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, there's something there for me that's just gone, yes, tick those boxes. Let's carry on.
All we need now is the Punisher. That's it.
Yeah.
Bring him in.
So what was your favourite TV show of the year, man? Honourable mentions first?
You want honourable mentions first?
I do.
Honourable mentions. Well, where do I go with this? Let's start with the first 3 episodes of Superman and Lois. Got to give
before they got rid of their cinematographer.
Before they decided to just change everything, and it became
I was actually quite upset that we
Lana and
called
Lois show.
that as it was happening.
We did. We said these 3 episodes are amazing. It's going to go downhill real quick after that.
Well,
and
no. Do you remember we saw that the cinematographer and director of photography were these certain people who did the first 3 episodes? We looked it up because we were like, they have just gone Zack Snyder's style and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And then we learnt that they didn't do any more episodes after the 3rd one. We were like, oh, this could be bad.
And the show just it went more CW and less beautiful. But, yeah. Okay. Resident Alien.
That shot of him, though, where he shows his boys that he's Superman, he lifts the car over his head.
That was
And it was
awesome.
backlit by the sun and their faces, and it was... Or the CGI age up that they did where he was running.
Yep.
Like, that was... Anyway, yeah, sorry. We're not going to harp on about Superman and Lois, but those first 3 episodes were really good TV for this year.
They were. But, honourable mention, Resident Alien.
Resident Alien Season 2 drops...
Smashed it.
Like, in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I was a bit iffy about how that show ended. I was like, well, where are they going with this? But I really enjoyed that show.
It was
like,
really
you talked
good.
me into watching that one.
Yep.
And I'm glad I did. But
Now, so
man,
you're...
that was good. The prosthetic mask, though. Like the actual physical mask they had on him for the alien.
When did Ted Lasso drop?
Okay,
that was
so
2020, wasn't it?
Season 2 dropped this year.
Yeah.
Season 1 was the year before.
Well, we can go seasons. We'll give that an honourable mention as well because that was great.
Yeah, well, you watched Season 1 and 2 in one hit. So
I was going to say, so
was...
for me, it smashed it.
And keen for more of that.
Another one was Young Rock.
Was that a surprise for you, though? Because I know Ted Lasso was a surprise for you.
Young Rock was a surprise as well.
Yeah?
Yeah. Now we haven't.
I thought you were just
we
like,
haven't
the Rock's attached to this. It's going to be amazing.
No, well, we haven't finished it yet because all these other shows sort of came out of nowhere and we sort of had to watch them first. So that sort of got put on the back burner. But no, it's very good. It is a very good show, full of...
Where's Lost in Space sit for you? Because that obviously had its series and season finale.
Have you watched all of the latest season?
I've had to start watching The Witcher. So I've got
no?
2 episodes left. I just want to know where it sat for you. But
It was a good... honourable mention. It was a good tie-up.
You happy with how it finished?
But my favourite show this season, and it's by far, like by a long, long way, is Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
You know what's interesting about that? Just from obviously I'm a big Marvel fan, but just from a critical consensus, it's the worst performing Marvel show
It was the best.
You know? Like,
For me,
I don't know
by
what it
far.
is. I don't know if it's that maybe the stakes weren't as high as the others, but I mean, Hawkeye didn't have massive stakes.
I feel like it was more grounded.
yeah,
and I think
but
that's
Hawkeye
what-
was pretty grounded.
And that's why it would be. See that, and the funny thing about that is, that would be sitting number 2, maybe number 3 for me, with Loki. Because Loki was very good, very very good,
And in no way grounded.
and in no way grounded. That's right, and that's what sort of. Pulls
What I
me
find
up. So
funny about
I would say for me,
Marvel
Loki,
shows is they're like Marvel movies for me, where even when you're comparing to each other and we're like, oh, you know, put WandaVision last. Like, WandaVision not last for me, by the way, but saying put WandaVision last, like, it doesn't mean it was a bad show.
no,
You know, it's still sitting somewhere about the, like, 7.58.
well,
spectrum.
WandaVision's not last for me.
What if is?
What if is a long way last for me.
What if isn't even on the rankings for me?
That was garbage, like pure garbage TV.
I am. I'll be honest though. Their best episode was episode 4 for me, which was the Doctor Strange variant.
Yeah, I mean, and now
slash
we're gonna get that.
maybe get more of him in. But that episode had so much just character emotion development.
What
there.
was the second episode? Because the first was Carter.
First was terrible. Second one was, I think, T'Challa. What if
Oh,
T'Challa
that's
was
right,
Star-Lord?
Yeah.
Wasn't great.
Which still wouldn't have the name of Star-Lord, so that's poor writing.
Made
or whatever.
no sense. 3, I don't remember what it was, but I'm pretty sure 4 was Doctor Strange. That's where I was like, that's what kept me going. I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch the rest of these because that was a good episode.
Yeah.
Because it was the first episode where they said, instead of what if this character was this character, they actually said, what if something happened to this character instead? And that's what the what if books did better.
Yeah.
It was, what if instead of Uncle Ben dying, Uncle Ben didn't die? What if Peter Parker never learned that with great power comes great responsibility? That fundamentally changes a character.
Yeah. So what's your order for the Marvel TV?
Oh, man. Okay, Hawkeye.
Obviously.
Yeah, Hawkeye, Loki. It's WandaVision, then Falcon Winter Soldier, but only because WandaVision had those first few episodes, which I loved the way they did it was like an homage to TV.
Yeah.
You know, that's what sold me on that one. And then the way that it was the first Marvel show that dropped, it doesn't have that Iron Man feel for me, but they just went, this is now Marvel TV. They did, this is what came before. This is what all the different styles of TV were. This is where we're going now. And the whole time weekly, we were just speculating our nuts off. Being like, what does that mean?
Well,
What
see,
does the beekeeper suit mean?
you know what's
what
funny
does this
is-
mean?
now we have to start putting into this conversation for Marvel TV since No Way Home and since Hawkeye,
Well, Daredevil is on top.
Daredevil's now in the running.
Daredevil's on
Punisher
top.
is now in the running.
No, see, I don't think they are. And it's because Vincent D'Onofrio did a interview where he said, I'm playing the character the same way. He goes, because I earned so much emotion with that character, but it is not the same character. And he
so
goes,
it's
you
not
can,
So it's a different universe.
and he says you can see that because physically, this,
It's exactly
this
what I said.
Kingpin's different.
He's comic.
So we'll
Kingpin
talk
now.
we'll talk about that more in the review water cooler that we do for Hawkeye, but it has been said that they are not the same. So, and I didn't think they would be. I mean, I
But
wanted
hey.
them to, but there was part of me that was thinking, there's no way that Disney Plus is going to be saying, "Oh, do you like this character we brought in? If you want their backstory, go to our competitor over at Netflix
Yeah.
and watch their show." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
But we
I
did
think
get a
they're
really
like,
great lawyer, so it's fine.
He's a really good lawyer.
And I'm happy with that. Like,
That could lead us into our first bit of news this week, actually.
really great
which
lawyers.
is Kevin Feige's teased that Charlie Cox could be showing up in She-Hulk, and we speculated this.
Yeah, we said this.
You said you didn't want it because you wanted it in No Way Home.
And I got it. So now let's have it in She-Hulk too.
Okay, let's dos. Like, why not both? He fits in there well, just with the whole law thing, which means that I think we're still not going to get Daredevil.
Do you think they're going to change his suit?
I think they will. Yes.
How? How can you make it better than what it was?
You don't make it better. You make it more comic accurate, which is what the Marvel MCU series, like MCU, does. You know, like Netflix was like, we need this to be grounded.
Yeah, but they can't make it comic accurate because that's just spandex.
Well, look at Spider-Man's suit now.
Yeah,
it's essentially spandex. You know.
Yeah, but yeah.
But
no, I like that. I think the more because
I think
Spider-Man has strength, so he can take a punch or a good hit from a really strong individual and be fine.
Even
Murdoch's
during
just
the
a person.
2003 Daredevil, it was still leather, and but it looked more like the comic, especially the cowl. So I think
I like the more protection.
Mate, I love the one in Netflix, but I think they're going to want to differentiate. Is what my problem is,
and it makes sense.
I think, yeah,
for a human to be running around with a bit more padding than spandex.
Well, I mean, how much protection does he need as well? He barely gets hit a lot of the time. He knows the hits are coming.
Mate,
he's fine.
Kingpin walloped him.
Echo's going to hit him.
She won't hit him. She won't hit him at all. She won't touch him.
Not this Echo. She right through the brick. Anyway.
He'll sense the one leg and he'll just sweep that leg.
He'll hook it with the bow.
Wouldn't that be mad to see?
Oh man. Anyway, we're going to talk about that later, guys. I think we also got another bit of TV news here, which might lead into what you've been watching this week, right?
Yeah, mate.
So Yellowstone 1883 is breaking records out there. You've been watching a bit of this. What do you reckon?
I've watched an episode and a half. It is so good.
What made you stop halfway through an episode?
I think we just got busy with Christmas.
Bloody Christmas, man. It gets in the way, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it is so good. It reminds me so much of Hell on Wheels, which I think everyone who listens to this know that I love. Deadwood. It is just, it's ticking boxes. And I love Western style stuff. I love the gritty.
So the original Yellowstone, this is a prequel to Yellowstone.
Yes.
Yellowstone wasn't Cowboy Central, was it?
It is cowboy gangster style-ish.
Yeah.
Which to me doesn't make sense because the police would just come in and bust it all apart. So, I don't know. But if this continues to be this awesome, now it's Taylor Sheridan who's writing this. Now he's done a few of my favourite movies. You've got Sicario, Day of the Soldado. You've got the first Sicario. There's two big Hell or High Water. The man knows how to write and write well.
Westerns.
Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Western stuff.
Yeah.
Like, he is so good.
Well, if you're into that kind of stuff, guys, check that out. I'll be honest, man. The cowboy thing never really hit me that hard, but it hits you pretty hard.
Excuse me, did you like Justified?
I did, but that wasn't cowboy.
Yes,
it
was
modern.
No,
cowboy.
It was.
I like modern cowboys.
That was cow. Well, then you should probably watch Yellowstone then.
I might have to, but I mean, look at Star Wars. It was just a space western, wasn't it?
That's right. Exactly. That's all
if you think about it, Iron Man was a tech western.
He also wrote the screenplay. I just looked it up here because there was something else I was missing and I couldn't remember what it was. He did Wind River as well.
Never heard of that.
But he also did Without Remorse.
Oh, that one I heard of, yeah.
Because that was Tom Clancy.
Yeah.
With Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
He did the screenplay for that, for Prime.
Michael B. Jordan, man, is quietly collecting a lot of things in the background.
He's doing a bit.
There's a bunch of stuff where you're like, oh, Michael B. Jordan was in that.
Speaking of Without Remorse, because it's Tom Clancy's, I need that like ASAP to cross over with Jack Ryan.
So that's something like I just want to jump to. We just did a wrap up of what we enjoyed this year. Next year, is Jack Reacher on your top of your list of what you're looking forward to?
There's nothing else that's going to beat that.
Maverick, Top Gun?
So that's movie.
Yeah. Okay.
So Maverick will be. I don't think that will get beat next year. I don't even care what comes out. I don't think that will be beaten.
That's your speculation. So this time next year when we're sitting here, you're gonna be like, Maverick was that's going to be your
hold
No
me,
Way Home
and
for me.
I want you to hold me to that as well, because I don't think that will get beaten by anything.
In your mind,
in my mind, I think that will be the top of the, and I'm pretty sure Jack Reacher will be the top of TV. Who we got for Marvel coming
Flash
out?
news, which could be interesting. Marvel shows next year.
Yeah,
Miss Marvel.
Jack Reacher will beat that.
Yeah. She-Hulk.
Jack Reacher will beat that.
Moon Knight.
Jack Reacher will beat that.
Oh, I think
for me.
Yeah, for you.
For me,
it's going to go
because
hard for me, I reckon.
Because Grounded.
Yeah, look.
You know what I mean? Like Grounded.
Moon Knight gets gritty. It depends how far they go. I don't know what else Marvel-wise is coming out next year.
Jack Reacher will fit in very well with Falcon and the Winter Soldier and that style for me.
Yeah, which one for you this year?
It's just the dark, gritty, grounded, smart play stuff. It's just and witty at the same time. If you've got a character who's awesome but witty, yeah, it's a win. That's a win.
So we've also got the Game of Thrones prequel coming up, the House of the Dragon.
Who?
The Lord of the Rings TV series.
That's another who for me.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Who?
Is going to be hitting. Actually, you know what? And I know you're saying Grounded does it for you, but this looks like it's going the political spy Grounded. So Secret Invasion.
I just want to stop you for a sec. Honorable mentions for TV. The Mandalorian season 2.
Oh, yeah.
How did we forget that?
Was that this year?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Or was that end of last year?
Hang on.
I think that was end of last year, man, with The Boys.
Let me get on.
Was The Boys this year? The Boys was this year.
Well, there you go. We've skipped over heaps, mate. Like this. I'm doing it. I'm on the IMDb right now. We're looking at it. Season 2.
Man, I'm going to hit you with...
No, it was 2020. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Secret Invasion, I think, is going to do things that we don't expect. Just because you've got Nick Fury, like you've got... This is going S.H.I.E.L.D. style, because Maria Hill coming back as well.
Yeah.
Peacemaker is to come.
See, that'll probably win for DC for me, because I think that's going to be very good.
Ted Lasso, season 3. Who knows what they're going to do?
Still won't beat Reacher.
Yeah.
I have been waiting for Reacher to be done right for so long, and as soon as Alan Richardson got signed on, I'm like, I don't need to do anything. I'll just watch this.
Care about Stranger Things, but I do. Looking forward to that.
Not at all. That's another who.
The Witcher season 3 could hit.
No, it won't.
No chance. That's
no chance.
Sorry,
that's 2 years away.
Yeah. Peaky Blinders.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch that. Mandalorian season 3 will be hitting
next year.
Yeah,
no,
that's
it won't.
what they're saying.
No, it won't. I'm
They're
calling
already
that.
filming it, are they?
I'm calling it now. It won't be out till 2023, and it'll probably be the start of 2023. I reckon.
Will Boba Fett count? It drops the 29th of December.
That counts. It's still the. No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
This year.
This year, yeah.
No, I think they moved that release date to February.
No, they said the premiere got delayed because of COVID. Bit of news there, guys, but it's still dropping this week. In 2 days on Disney Plus.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure, yeah.
But the premiere got delayed, so wouldn't that be... That's the premiere of the show, so it's been pushed to February.
No, premiere as in they did like they're going to do a physical red carpet.
Oh, what? Why? It's a TV
COVID.
show.
Yeah, well, they were going to show the first episode on the big screen and stuff. Have all the stars there.
Yeah, don't do that. That's silly.
There's no need to, is there?
No, that's just
whether
dumb.
it's delayed or not happening.
Hang on, let me.
But
just,
it's also
I
like
wanna
it was
check that
a
as well. So
early
that's this
screener.
year, Wednesday.
Yeah, that's like this week.
Mate, now you've got me worried.
Why?
Because there's just too much. There's so much stuff.
You've got time off, man. You're fine.
What do we got? Yeah, it is. It's still, yeah. No, okay, you're right. 29th of December.
Oh, look at that. Broken clock. Twice a week.
Okay. So in saying that,
That's going to count as next year.
it's next year because all of it falls.
Yeah, your
Every
first
ep
episode
but
drops.
Falls next year. So yeah,
That's gonna
that's
be a
next
2022.
year. That's our rule for the show. If it's splitting over Christmas, whatever most of it falls on,
Well, your season finale is when it wraps up. That's so. If your season finale falls in 2022, it's a 2022 show. But
I would disagree because if you've got, let's say, because this is 7 episodes, nice. If you've got all 6 falling 2021 and then the finale falls 2022, it's not a 2022
so we'll go
show.
Majority.
Split it down the line. See, because this has got the first episode is 2021 and the rest of them, the other 6, are 2022.
That's a 2022 split.
Yeah. But I know that they won't.
Whereas
call it
if
that
Hawkeye
way.
had gone a week or 2 weeks longer,
they're still 2021.
It'd be 2021, yeah.
Yeah. So we've got to split it by half. Where the half falls.
I'm on board for that. It's boring for everyone else, but I'm on board for that.
Yeah, no. If you're listening, you don't agree, too bad.
Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of stuff we have been watching, The Witcher has dropped as of about a week and a half ago.
So
I've
good.
only a couple episodes, so
So
I think you've
good.
smashed it all.
It's done.
But we know that season 3 is happening.
It was one of those shows where I'm like, we'll spread it out. And then it was like, I'd be watching it, and then I'd be like, I'm going to go play some computer game or whatever. And then I'd be sitting there playing. I'm like, so I don't want to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
So we go back out and watch another episode, or we'd watch another 2, and then we were watching episodes in bed. It's like
we're trying to get an episode a night, but it's been difficult over Christmas.
I loved it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I will say the first episode, for people that haven't watched it yet, but just in case, so it's not really spoilers. But the first episode was the what was his name? Niveline?
Yeah, the tree man.
No, not the tree man. He was cursed, but he was living in that mansion by himself. Servant ghost, and he had the blue eye.
Yeah. What's his name from Game of Thrones?
Yeah. That was a almost perfect copy of the book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that little short. There was just like a little short story.
Wow.
Self-contained. The only thing they changed is they put Siri in there.
Oh, okay.
And Siri wasn't.
So it didn't really change the outcome of anything.
No. So Siri was
okay. In saying that banshee thing that was there.
Yep, the vampire essentially. Yeah.
Who did she talk to? Did she talk to Geralt?
Yeah.
And try and get in Geralt's head in the book.
Yeah, Geralt went and found her because he thought something was going weird. He went and found her in a swamp, but he was sent there to kill her originally.
Yeah,
and then went to stay with this bloke who he had helped years before, kind of thing. So all that backstory was the same.
That whole ending of that, kill me now. I'm back to do it yourself.
Yeah,
and just walks off on him. It's like, oh.
So that was like I was watching that, and in my head, I was like, I saw this all happen.
Yeah,
like
you've already seen Henry Cavill do this.
Yeah, pretty much, man. But like,
so when you're listening to the book, do you picture Henry Cavill or do you get someone else?
Cavill.
Yeah, nice.
It's perfect.
Nice. Except he doesn't have the scar on his eye yet.
No, but the way they don't mention that at all in the book.
Oh, really? So it must just be the game.
Yeah, the way they describe him in the book, though, it's like they're describing Cavill, and it's amazing because it was written like 20 years earlier.
So it's a perfect cast.
It's easy to just be like, yeah, it's Cavill. Yeah, no worries. I'll just picture Cavill. That's fine. It's like, but the thing is, when I read or reread
what about
Percy
Yennefer?
Jackson, Yennefer's different.
Okay.
The way they describe her is different.
Okay.
Ciri, in the first season, was spot on. She's aged up too fast.
Yeah.
For this second season, like she's grown too much.
Yeah, but she was a lot older in the first season than she was in the books as well, wasn't she?
Yeah, but it still worked for the stuff she was doing and stuff.
Yeah.
And if she was that age now, it would still be working on what she's doing right now. I'm going to struggle. I don't know how far into it. I haven't seen the rest of it, but in the book, she goes and trains with Yennefer. Right?
You get a little bit of that.
Yeah, so, and they get this real mother-daughter bond.
You don't get that.
Yeah, okay.
Not as of yet, anyway.
And I think it's because of the age that it works.
Yeah.
Because she's young and she's really
But I mean, this is skipping through. In the books, do you get to Wild Hunt?
Yes, the Wild Hunt, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because that's the game. That's the game as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that big in the book.
I think it's going to be big in season 3.
Anyway, we'll talk about The Witcher when we're both finished it next week, probably.
Yeah, so hurry up.
That's what we're going to aim for.
only
But
8
we'll also
episodes,
be
sort of.
doing a water cooler for Boba Fett, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
That just came out of nowhere for me. I knew it was coming, and then I'm like, oh, it's been delayed. Okay, cool.
Do we know how many episodes they're dropping for that?
One.
To start with? It's just one.
It's just one.
Yeah, because it's what, 7 episodes you said?
Yeah, 7 eps. It finishes February. What did I just read? February 22 or something like that.
Was that Favreau as well? Or just fill-in?
I don't know who did that one, to be honest. I'll
I've
have a little... Bring up IMDb again.
I've got a feeling it's Favreau. It's really hard, like, in my head, picturing Favreau being this incredible director when he's so... I just want to say pitiful as Happy now.
What do you mean?
You know, like, as Happy, he's like, you feel sorry for him so much.
You're a disgrace.
You don't feel sorry for Happy?
Nah, not at all.
Oh, no. I feel so sorry because everyone he gets close to dies.
That does happen, yes. No, you're 100% correct on that one. He just dies. Everyone dies. So no one
erases their memory from their existence from his memory.
Yeah.
Like, Happy's going through it, man. Like, he's lonely.
Writers, Jon Favreau for the first episode. Episode 1 is also directed by, have a guess.
Filoni?
Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, that's right. Yes. I knew that.
Because he did the episode of...
Yeah, when Boba Fett did the cross shot.
Yep.
And that was the slave drop, right?
Okay, director of the second episode is Dave Filoni and Steph Green. They've got 2 directors on it. Doesn't say who wrote it, though. Third ep... It's pretty cool that it's got it all here. Is director Jon Favreau.
Yeah, okay. Look, we don't have to go any further. I'm so excited for this. Anyway, Boba Fett drops this week. We're going to be on that. Something that drops later this year, Gunn has confirmed I Am Groot is coming end of 2022.
What?
No idea what that is, to be honest, but James Gunn's working on it, so excited for it because he hasn't done much wrong, to be honest. Like, is there anything...
I don't think he's done anything wrong, has he?
Yeah, is there anything that James Gunn's done that you've gone, nah, don't like that?
I don't know. I could go back through his catalogue and I'm sure I'll find something.
It's a pretty solid, eh?
All right.
Like, I don't know if you saw Slither.
No.
Slither was really good. Anyway, James Gunn.
What are we doing?
solid.
Are we looking at writer or producer or director or... We'd probably go writer, wouldn't we?
I don't know. We should probably move on with the news, to be honest.
I'm just having a look.
You just want to find something in James Gunn's you don't like.
I'm not sure there's going to be, though. I'm sort of flicking through and I'm like, I'll see something. I'm like, nah, okay. Yeah. Everything that he's written, it's all pretty good.
All right. Anyway, so we're going to be watching I Am Groot in 2022. We don't know what to expect, but hey, it should be good.
Hey. Honourable mention for movies.
Yeah?
Suicide Squad.
Mm.
What the hell?
Yeah, that was...
Completely forgot about that one.
Yeah, man. Look, 2022 has been a year, man.
2021.
2021, sorry, has been a year.
Pull it back, mate. We're not there yet.
Even Eternals, like, surprised me.
Oh, yeah, honourable mention. Yeah.
I enjoyed Eternals, you know. Black Widow,
good.
no. Yeah. I'm not watching that again, probably. Look, unless I need to go watch Yelena for more reasons.
Well, then you'd watch the newest.
Then I'm watching Hawkeye.
Yeah, you watch Hawkeye.
Stop making me like you. Anyway.
Ow! What was that?
So good, guys. Anyway, hey, DC HBO Max. So they've got a bunch of stuff coming out this year and next year. I'm going to say something they're working on though is they've tapped Brian Michael Bendis to write a Legion of Superhero show for them.
Cool.
This could go either way, and this is the thing with Brian Michael Bendis. He is either really good or really bad. There's no middle ground for him. Like
I think this is going to be
a hard sell for me.
A full PC spectacular thing.
This is going to be HBO Max does CW.
I think so. Yeah. This. I don't know. It's just the feelings I get. I could be pleasantly surprised by the show. I could be completely wrong, but I think this is going to be just PC.
How far across Legends superhero are you?
Shove it down your throat. Not really.
Yeah. Yeah, that might be playing into it. Anyway, Legends superhero show on HBO Max. See, that's the selling point for me. It's HBO Max.
They haven't really done anything wrong at the moment.
That's what I mean. They're a bit like James Gunn for me, where I'm like, well, until you do something wrong, I'm going to keep... It's like Marvel.
Well, I mean, you look at you look at prime example is Stargirl.
No, its prime example is that HBO Max said, yes, Snyder, please do your cut.
Yeah, but not only that, no, but you've got Stargirl. HBO Max was where it started. Then it went to CW and it just went whop.
I don't think I finished season 2.
I didn't either, and I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Well, I didn't finish season 1 of Superman and Lois either.
It feels
That's upsetting.
so different.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just
started,
feels so different.
It started okay, I got to say.
The first season of Stargirl was amazing.
No, even the first episode of season 2 wasn't bad.
Yeah, and then it just sort of went...
Yeah, something happened there. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, look, we do something on this show that I don't know if people have noticed here, but when we don't like something, we try not to talk about it instead of bagging it out. So but that's the thing why when we get
with
to
that show, we did like it.
Yeah, we talked about it. And then you didn't really hear much from us on season 2, guys.
No.
So sorry about that. And same with Superman and Lois. I think we stopped over halfway through that. Yeah. We're doing water coolers. We just stopped.
Yeah, because it's just like, well, this is just not getting any better.
Yeah.
And then you saw where it went at the end and you're like, that's not where I wanted it to go. That's not, okay, whatever.
I didn't see where it went at the end. I still don't know what's going on with that. And I don't know if I care.
I was seeing things about it. I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Oh, man.
Next.
Anyway, hey, I'm going to jump into movie news here because we've got movies we're looking forward to, obviously, but we've got movie news as well. Something I want to highlight that we've got a little bit on here. So Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters, that's getting great reviews, by the way. Olivia Wilde, they just showed her doing full practical effects of the makeup.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. They reckon 5 hours it took her every day to go into that shoot.
Wow.
She looks cool. Like, they've done an amazing job there. But on that, Colin Trevorrow has shared a picture of a Parasaurolophus from the new Jurassic World movies.
Yeah.
That was a full animatronic Parasaurolophus. That he
a
said
Parasaurolophus.
Parasaurolophus. It's the one that has the kind of pompadour on its head.
I'll take your word for it.
The big one with the Elvis haircut kind of thing.
If there's one person I'm not going to argue dinosaurs with, it's you.
And my son probably.
No, I'd argue it with him, just not you, because he's learned it from somewhere. You're his book.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway, showing that and saying that they're aiming to do a lot more practical effects they aimed to do a lot more practical effects in the new Jurassic World, which is great to hear because. When it's funny, like I watch a lot of the Jurassic Park movies rewatch because of my son, and the difference, like how they've aged, really you can tell with the practical effects.
Yeah,
like that T-Rex scene where he walks out. A lot of that was practical, and you can tell it's amazing. What I didn't know is that that first Jurassic Park scene where the T-Rex comes out, flips the car over, then stands on it?
Yeah.
The car was CGI too.
Oh, wow.
Like, I thought they'd, edited it in and stuff. That was almost a full CGI scene. For the 90s, that's incredible.
That's amazing.
That I didn't know that. Anyway, just going with that. They also, I do have to say, showed a couple of stills from the new Jurassic World where they introduced the Atrocious Raptors. And these are a different breed of dinosaurs. So these are like, Colin Trevorrow is saying they're essentially velociraptors, but instead of being kind of cunning, how velociraptors are kind of smart and hunt in packs?
Yeah.
And try to trick you into running into another one of their dinosaurs kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're like, the Atrocious Raptors are like velociraptors, but just brutal. So instead of hunting you in that kind of way, they get your scent and just don't stop.
How do they know?
Well, they smell you.
No, but how do they know?
What do you mean?
How do they know that's what those dinosaurs did?
It's all about like, and I don't want to get into this.
It's
but
just guesswork, basically.
I mean, there's a lot of paleo stuff that comes from what they ate, where they were found, where their footprints were found, all that kind of stuff. Where they it's kind of like piecing
Did you
together
see that embryo that got found?
That's crazy, isn't it?
Fully into that is the start. Like, forget a mosquito stuck in bloody.
Yeah, they're 100%.
This
and
is
that's the thing. Like,
the start of cloning dinosaurs.
I was reading that article, and they're like, and from this we can take fully formed strands of DNA without having to piece it together. I said, stop.
We've seen this movie.
I've seen 5 documentaries about this, man.
Who would have thought we would have got Jurassic Park before Terminator? I wouldn't have picked that.
It all leads into the same, isn't it? They develop robots to look after the dinosaurs.
Skynet's going to be a dinosaur.
Yeah.
A Robo T-Rex.
It's going to be Mechagodzilla is what it's going to be by the end of all this.
And then real Godzilla's just going to come out of the ocean and be like, guys, come on.
I've been here all along. You've gone too far.
You've messed it up again.
Shut it down. Anyway, always excited for practical effects is where I was going with that. Other things we're looking forward to this year, we've got a couple of, like we said, Marvel stuff coming up, but we've also been confirmed that Spider-Man 4 is in active development.
Well, didn't we already know that?
No.
Okay.
Amy Pascal, who I've shared my distaste with a bit on this show. She's the Sony producer for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
During the interviews, she came out and said that they ready to do 3 more Spider-Mans with Tom Holland. Sorry.
Yep.
And what that got shared everywhere. What they didn't share was the next day where she said, "Oh God, everyone ran with that news." That wasn't actually true. That's what I hoped is going to happen.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
She hadn't spoken to anyone about that. She's like, this is what I want to happen.
Tom Holland's like, I'm signed on for 3 more movies? When did this happen, guys?
He's
I'm
like
done.
There thinking his contract's done, snowboarding and stuff. Kevin Feige has since come out and said that Spider-Man 4 is in active development, just Spider-Man 4. And that is in its writing stage and early contract stage. So Marvel, Disney, Sony.
Tom Holland's on that RDJ money now.
He certainly is. But there's also rumors that Andrew Garfield
is getting a movie. That's rude. That's I'm not believing any of that. Because I've also seen in the same.
And if you asked him, he won't say it anyway.
I've also seen in the same sort of breath that Tobey Maguire's going to get another movie as well. It's
no chance, I reckon. But Andrew Garfield's still denying he's in No Way Home, so who knows what's going on.
Yeah, it's like everyone's seen the movie. It's been out for it'll be out 2 years. And he'll be like, "No, I'm never in it." I was never there.
He'll walk out of a screening and be like, "Guys, I was in that."
That's CGI. They nailed it.
Although, do you remember Gwyneth Paltrow had no idea she was in a Spider-Man movie?
Yes. Well, and
like,
no fault to her. They filmed all that at the same time as she was doing an Avengers movie, so she just didn't know.
She's like, did I get paid for that?
She's like, where'd this paycheck come? Spider-Man paycheck? What?
Yeah, she's like, it's like you do it with the superheroes.
Why did I get $750,000 for being in Spider-Man that I was never in?
Yeah, well,
not going to question that.
Sell more vagina steaming books now.
I was hoping you were going to go there.
She's a weird unit, man. She's a weird unit.
Why did you go there? What's next in news, mate? Come on. Jesus
all right,
Christ.
so we got news about Doctor Strange's reshoots a couple of weeks ago.
Well, that was a month ago now.
Yeah, and then we got told that, or we got shown the Doctor Strange trailer, which we broke down a little bit on the Spider-Man thing, but just in case you haven't listened to that yet, and it did get released this week.
Go listen to it, then you'll get it.
Jump on that page if you haven't seen it yet, because it's interesting, and there's a lot going on there. America Chavez looks like she's going to play a bigger part than we thought with the whole star portal power that she has. She opens up portals to multi-dimensions. That's like her power.
That's pretty cool. So we might see Andrew Garfield back again. Yeah,
but like I think obviously she's going to... Well, this is what they're saying, is that the reshoots...
So she's the Barry Allen.
A little bit. The reshoots are not so much story-based, but they're saying that early on they said that the reason they're doing these reshoots is because certain actors weren't able to film at that time due to scheduling conflicts.
Yeah.
It looks like these reshoots are all majority cameos that they wanted to put in.
Yeah, right.
So it does sound like it's going to be a lot of multiverse stuff. Just like, look at this person, look at this person. So it could be more of the what if stuff. So like Agent Carter popping up, that kind of stuff. Or it could be, like we said, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire. Who knows? You know, who knows? So this movie looks like it's going to be insane in what they're going to be able to do here. Which is funny because as amazing as it is to get all this like multiverse stuff, I was more excited seeing Chiltai Elvacha. How do you say his name? It's just so many words, so many letters. But Baron Mordo.
Yes.
He looks incredible.
Yes. And that is where Wong, we spoke about, that is where Wong went.
Oh, definitely. He's gone to Kamatage. But
I watched new Rockstar's breakdown of it.
Yeah?
So good.
Really?
You need to watch it ASAP.
I'll get onto it.
There is so much stuff in that movie that it's like, holy hell.
Yeah. But Baron Mordo, guys, I'm keen for that. Like, you could do whatever you want multiverse-wise. Give me more of that. And Wanda in a new suit looks incredible still. Like, that is such a good suit.
Yeah.
Andy Park's design on that one, and then everyone bringing that to life. Like, that's incredible. What else do we have here? Hey, we've got a bit of news about Batgirl, which is coming out this year on HBO Max, which is that Keaton is signed on.
Doesn't make sense.
Well, okay, can I give you the rumor that I've gotten?
Okay, break it down.
About this. I've got a little bit of hot goss here that might be true, might not be true. I'm not really going with it as this is what's happening because who knows at this stage. But it's that this is going to stem from The Flash.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and that The Flash's little Flashpoint movie, like we've always said, is going to be a soft reboot for the DCEU.
Yep.
And he's going to make little changes that are going to change characters essentially going forward. And one of those is pulling Keaton out and putting him into the present, into this universe. So Keaton will be this universe's Batman.
But he can't be.
Because
Ben Affleck's in this.
Yeah, not
do
in
you
Batgirl.
not forget
He's
about
in Flash?
No, do you not forget about J.K. Simmons spitting it that he's worked with him on Batgirl?
I thought he worked with him on Flash.
No, I think he was talking about Batgirl.
Mm.
Why would you bring Keaton in? That doesn't make sense. You've got the greatest Batman ever.
I know, but it might be. Well, we do have a interview from Ben Affleck saying he's done with that cape stuff.
Stop feeding. See, this is where nostalgia's getting. It's destroying things now.
I mean, in the comics they had.
I don't want Keaton to come in as Batman in this.
Just being old man Batman forever.
I don't want this. What's the point?
Well, it's an older Batman training Batgirl sounds interesting, but
we've got an older Batman. His name's Ben Affleck.
An older Batman working with Batgirl.
Yeah.
Opposed to you go out and do that. I'm going to sit here and be Alfred.
I don't want a sort of a Batman Beyond style Batgirl because that's what this will be.
Yeah,
that's where we're going with this, and that's not what we want. Keep Keating, but do it as a Batman. Do it as a separate thing for Batman Beyond. That'd be perfect.
Look, I'm always excited to see Keaton. I've got to preface that. Like, I have no idea what's happening with Morbius now, by the way.
I want to keep Batman that can turn his neck.
How Morbius works.
Will turn his head.
Confuses the hell out of me in terms of what's happened after No Way Home.
We're just getting lost. I don't understand. I don't know.
I'm like, I don't know what Sony's doing here, but anyway.
I don't know what DC is doing either now. It's just.
But remember, Morbius was supposed to come out before No Way Home originally.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're just going to have it set then or what the go is, but anyway. That's on the rise. Speaking of Flash, we got news that Zod and Fiora, Michael Shannon and actress who played Fiora,
they're breaking out of the Phantom Zone.
Apparently, are coming to the Flash. Are going to be in the Flash, or the Flash is visiting a point in time when they were.
Nah, Henry's in it. That just gives me greater hope that Henry that Henry's there.
I'll be completely honest with you, man. I had the same thought, and it's because of Spider-Man No Way Home. they announced all the villains and kept the heroes a secret.
Yeah.
You know?
Henry's coming.
Why would you bring Zod and Fire in if you're not going to have Henry?
It makes no sense. Makes no sense. No sense at all.
So that got me a little bit. I'm like, oh, hello. Hey, I was just speaking about Morbius before, by the way. We got the rating for that, which is PG-13. I don't know how the rating system works, but I think in Australia, a PG-13 in America is a M.
Yeah, I think it is because it's 15, but they're just upping it to 2 ages, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So,
but I mean, then you get their R, which is just our MA.
Yeah. So I think, so Morbius and M in Australia sounds about right.
That works.
And they're saying it's because it's got
blood.
Yeah, and violence essentially.
That we'll never see because it'll be hidden behind doctors' curtains and stuff like that,
and lab coats and stuff. That's going to drop January 28th. Apparently, we'll wait for that. And runtime for that one is it's a tight 148, so just over an hour and a half.
Nice.
I don't know. I never know if that includes credits because they did that for Hawkeye and included the credits, and they shouldn't have because that wasn't part of the show. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. While we're talking about release dates, though, the Batman, which we were talking about before, I think. No, we're talking about Batman before. This is a different Batman. This is Robert Pattinson's Batterson, if you will.
The Batterson.
Release date March 4th. Release date on HBO Max April 19th. So it's getting a 45-day release date.
Yeah.
Which I think is
we will
looking
be
like standard now. I'm going to movies 100% for this.
This is grand.
And then I'll watch it again when it comes out on HBO because I'm worried that it's going to be too dark in the cinema.
Yeah.
And I'm going to miss a lot of stuff.
Mate, I'm seeing a lot of screenshots out of this, and this movie looks beautiful.
I'm keen. Matt Reeves, man, though.
Beautiful.
Hasn't put a foot wrong.
As long as he puts Caesar in it, we'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, he is. He's Alfred, isn't he?
Yeah, fair point. Well played, sir.
No worries. Did you know that he did all his own mocap for Alfred as well?
Yeah, of course he did.
Incredible.
He's just an amazing... He also did the mocap for a bat.
Andy Serkis. He just rocks up in a mocap suit. They're like, we're not doing mocap today. He's like, oh, this is just what I wear.
In other news that we haven't actually got on the board, it sort of goes back to the Ghostbusters thing I've just spotted here.
Oh, man. You ruined my segue, but go on.
Sorry, Paul Feig is not happy.
About his Ghostbusters being written out of continuity?
About they've done an Ultimate Collection box set and his is not in it.
Fair. And look, I'm not saying that as I don't want to bag on that movie. Some people enjoyed it, whatever. But when that movie was getting made, they were given the opportunity to have it as part of the canon, to bring back the actors. Because Bill Murray came back for that movie, but playing a different character. So that movie is not part of the Ghostbusters canon. And they chose not to be.
Yeah. They chose to bulk bank on Thor himself to...
They wanted to...
get people in.
They wanted to reboot it, essentially, as a team of women. Like, they made their own Ghostbusters team.
I mean, when you put a team together through Saturday Night Live, it sort of says that, hang on, guys, we're not taking this serious.
This might be a direct-to-TV movie, is what we're saying.
Yeah, like, you've got 3 cast members from SNL. You've got Melissa McCarthy, and then you've gone...
Who may as well have been SNL.
Let's grab one of the biggest action stars on the planet, and we'll make him a gimmick in this. And that's Chris Hemsworth.
And he was still really good in this, I have to say.
He was... His comedic
They're
the only bits I watch.
His comedic timing is perfect. And
I've never watched this movie. I've only watched him in this movie.
I think Kristen Wiig's funny. I think she's got an interesting sort of humour, and I like her humour. I'm not a big fan of Melissa McCarthy, I'll be honest with you.
No, me either.
But, yeah, Chris Hemsworth just stole this movie. And then they made him a bad guy anyway, so, you know, that's what you do. You take the white guy and you make him a bad guy in these movies. It's just how it goes. I was going to segue before, so I'm going to jump back to it. We talked about the Batman, March 4, April 19th on HBO. Plus, we've been told that Blue Beetle is going to get a theatrical release first before coming to HBO.
Yes.
So that is the 18th of August that's going to hit.
Happy birthday to me.
Yep. Which is interesting because we don't have a release date for Batgirl yet. But I'm thinking Batgirl's going to go to the theater first.
You reckon?
Yeah. And for the specific reason that I don't think you get the actors they're getting and you don't do that. Especially if Blue Beetle... Because it was supposed to be Blue Beetle and Batgirl were the direct-to-HBO movies. And now they've kind of backflipped on it and said, actually, we're going to go theatrical with Blue Beetle. I reckon Batgirl's going to go theatrical first.
Yeah.
You know? Especially J.K. Simmons. Like, you're getting these guys to come back. They're going to go theatrical first, I reckon. Anyway. What else do we have coming up here? Hey, here's... Okay, surprise movies of... I don't know if this was this year or last year, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Sonic. When did that come out?
2020, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, we got a Sonic 2 trailer which we talked about, but the Japanese title is different. So this happens sometimes out there in the world where you get a movie released in different countries, named different things. I think Neighbours and Bad Neighbour is a good example of that. It was released in Australia as Bad Neighbours or something.
Yeah.
And it's just called Neighbours elsewhere, but because we've got a famous show called Neighbours, they didn't want any confusion there, I think. Suddenly 30 with Jennifer Garner is called 13 going on 30 in other countries or something.
Yeah, right.
Airplane. You ever watched the movie Airplane?
No. What's his Harrison Ford?
No, you're thinking of Air Force One.
Air Force One. Yep. Okay. Cool.
Airplane was Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah. No. Never seen it.
So it was kind of like, did you ever watch Hot Shots?
Not my style.
It's that kind of style.
Yeah.
Naked Gun.
Yeah, still not my style. All that sort of slapstick sort of right on the nose comedy. It's nah.
I love it.
That's very Saturday Night Live comedy is what that is.
No.
Yeah.
No, for me, Saturday Night Live always takes the joke too far. They tell you the joke, you laugh, and then they keep telling you the same joke for another 3 minutes. And I'm like, oh, you've gone too far. And then at the 4-minute mark, it becomes funny again. And then they go too far again. I'm like, oh, man, you should have stopped.
Yeah.
Airplane, Naked Gun, these shows, man, they hit it that little window perfect for me. I love it. Anyway, they had different names as well. It's like Airplane and something else. We've got Sonic versus Knuckles is what it's getting called in Japan. I love that.
We knew that, didn't we?
No, it's called Sonic and Tails, I think. No, Sonic 2. It's called Sonic 2 here. But it's Sonic versus Knuckles in Japan.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah, and that's because obviously Knuckles is a better known character in Japan than he is anywhere else. So they're going for that bankability.
Yeah, good.
You know? Idris Elba voicing Knuckles, by the way. That guy's doing a lot of work right now.
He's a busy man. Busy man.
He is. Speaking of, you know what? I'm going to do a little one here. So Sonic, Ben Schwartz is the voice of Sonic. We all know that. He's been cast in Renfield. We've talked about Renfield a bit. So this is the assistant to Dr. Frankenstein, I think. No, Dracula. Assistant to Dracula, the guy who goes and gets bodies for Dracula, essentially. Looks after his house while he's sleeping during the day, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Ben Schwartz has been cast in that, so he's been cast in that with obviously Nick Cage as Dracula and Nicholas Hoult
and Aquafina.
Skipping over that. Oh man, just please don't ruin another movie. What else do we have here? Kick-Ass. Kick-Ass is getting a reboot.
Is it?
Don't think there's anything wrong with the first one still. Does this need a reboot?
I'm not sure if it's getting a reboot, is it?
That's what they said. It's getting a reboot.
I thought it was just Chloe talking about she'd love to do a Kick-Ass 3.
No, it was, is it Matthew Vaughn saying they're working on it?
Oh, okay. Why?
Yeah. Yeah, that's my question, because the first Kick-Ass I think was really good.
Well, the first Kick-Ass, it was sort of very hit and miss. You either like it or you don't.
I think the first
It was
Kick-Ass
one of those
was
style
good.
movies.
I think the second one was miss for me.
The second one had Jim Carrey in it.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
He's amazing in everything, but it was still a miss for me. Just because it just felt more of the same.
It was also so long after the first one as well, I'm pretty sure, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Hit Girl was like well and truly grown.
Well, it was 2010, and then the sequel was in 2013, so 3 years later. Yeah, I thought it was a lot longer than that, but oh well. Yeah. Yeah, to March 24th. When was it coming out? I'm just pumped to see Donnie Yen, to be 100% honest. I want Keanu Reeves v Donnie Yen. That's, if we get that, sweet. Or if they team up, like have them fighting beside each other and sort of passing people off to each other, and that'd be mad. Yeah, just give me Donnie Yen. Hurry up. I love Donnie Yen. Of course he does. It's Keanu Reeves. He's amazing. He probably was. The stuntmen are probably saying, "Hit me." Just smack me. That's it. Yeah. No, because it's changed 13 times since then. Yeah. Good luck with that. We still don't have Doctor Strange. A year later. When is Doctor Strange coming out? Next year? Yeah. Am I doing an IMDb again? I'll do an IMDb again. We'll have a look. We'll have a squeeze. Yeah. Oh, can't wait. May 6th. Yep. Yep, May. You have to wait, sir. Also want to throw another honourable mention for movies that I just saw pop up then. To end it. Mortal Kombat. Yeah. And it was good. Kano. Love him. Just awesome. Boy.